Hello guys, welcome to Sociology Answer Writing Program. So here I'll be giving you a question now, and this is of 10 marker, and I'll also give you the structure of it. So think about it and try to answer the question, and then I will also be discussing the answer with you. Okay, so here is the question, as you can see in the screen. So this is the question. So bring out the significance of the difference between family and household. So what's the difference between family and household? So if you see, this is the structure that we need to follow. We will have to explain what is family, and then we will have to define what is household, and then we will see what are the differences, why these two should be studied differently. And we also talk about the similarities, and then we need to fix with a conclusion. So this is a structure that we are actually looking for. Okay. So now think about it and let's see how we are going to answer. So you know that the terms family and household are often used interchangeably. So you can start with that itself. So how will you write an introduction? You can say the terms family and households are often used interchangeably, but they represent distinct social units with different structures and functions. So here you're talking about the functions of family, the structure of family and household, everything, how it is different. There is a difference you're actually mentioning in the first line. So the family is rooted in kinship ties and social commitments. The household is defined by shared living arrangements. So here mostly you focus on living arrangements, irrespective of relationships. That means even two friends staying together, that is also a household. Even a jail is also a household. Okay, even a hostel is also a household. Even a hotel is also a household. So that's about living arrangements, shared living arrangements. So I'll be coming with the definitions and everything that in fact I have given. So I won't be getting into the details. I'll give you the line in which you need to proceed your answer. Okay. So again, understanding these differences is essential in the sociological study of changing social dynamics, especially in the context of globalization and urbanization. So we are bringing in so much of dimensions in the introduction itself. So this will actually give the examiner a clue that you know the subject. Okay, now let's talk about understanding family. See, family is a social institution characterized by relations of affinity, that means marriage, a final relation, or consanguinity, that is blood relation. So a final relation or consanguineal relation. And if you look at, there are a lot of definitions which I've given to Hughes Parsons. So many definitions are there. You can take any of the definition. You can, for example, talk about G.P. Murdoch. So he defines the family as a universal institution, emphasizing common residence, economic cooperation, sexual reproduction as its characteristics. Guys, that you can add any definition which finds fit for you, right? N number of definitions I think I have given. If you look at the PDF that I've given to you, at least 15 definitions from different thinkers I've given. You can talk about Parson also. Or Anthony Giddens adds modern perspective. So focusing on the commitment among the members over the traditional features. And he views the family as a group linked by kinship, where adults assume responsibility for children, and he's highlighting its ideological and emotional nature. So you can talk about any and define family, and then you define household. Best one will be A.M. Shah. I've given the definition. So the household, as explained by A.M. Shah, may or may not overlap with family structure. That means one thing that you need to understand is all the families are households. All families, since they are living together, it's a household. If you are living together in a under a shelter, having food which is from the same kitchen, unless the exigencies of work prevent them from doing so. So that is a household. So all families are household, but not household. All households are families. That's how you need to understand. Hotels, you staying together in hotel, a couple of different people from different areas, jails, hostels, these are households. These are not family. But family is also a household, right? So what I need to do, household is a broader one. In that, people who are related, conjugal or affinal, blood relation, or consanguineal relation, blood relation, or marital relation, they'll come in that. So a household consists of individuals living under roof, regardless of kinship, whether they are related or not. You are not looking at a final or the consanguineal relation here. Most households are families, right? Most of the households, in fact, are families, or you can say all families are households. Households also, most of them will be families, but there are cases like even people stay under the bridge also, in slum also. They may not be connected by blood, but that is considered as household, right? There are institutional household, non-institutional households. hotels, hostels, jails, etc., which I have given to you, that is household, not family. That is institutional households. Those, under the bridge and, railway, there people are staying together. That is in non-institutional household. So you see the students who are living as flatmates. Example, migrant workers sharing their living spaces. Single individuals living independently, that is also a household, right? So in essence, a household is more functional and may represent a residence of choice rather than a compulsion. When we talk about family, you all are together, you are related. So all families are household, not all households are family. Now, why family and household should be studied differently? Now, changing functions you need to talk about. In pre-industrial era, households served as units of production. Now, in contemporary society, households are primary consumption units, and that reflects shift in economic roles. Right? So again, social changes, urbanization, industrialization have led to increased geographical mobility that is often resulting in the disintegration of traditional family structures. Empowerment of women, delayed marriages, live-in relationships, and single-parent households that signify a transformation in societal norms. So that's about the social change you can mention. State welfare, welfare state, and the social realities. So the old age homes, disaster, induced displacements, and state welfare programs have created non-familial households. So you see, household reflect individual liberty and freedom, and that contrasts with families' traditional obligations. Will you be in a position to write these points? Again, if you look at the differences in dynamics, a family may consist of multiple households with shared emotional and ideological ties. Households are more fluid, with membership fluctuating due to migration, death, or marriage. Okay, what's the main difference? See, you can talk about functional versus emotional. Family is more of an emotional and ideological unit. But if you talk about households, it's primarily a functional entity. Again, the membership stability, family membership is relatively stable, whereas household composition fluctuate due to the life events, and when people changes, the changes will be there. Again, developmental processes, if you look into, household undergo progressive changes like birth, marriage, etc., or regressive changes also like death, migration. That is again reflecting dynamic social structures. Okay, so guys, remember when I talk about household, it's a big one. In that, family will come. Family is always a household. But there are other situations, other categories, not there. So you can say household can be divided into familial, non-familial, right? So household, I can divide into familial, non-familial. So family is a household. Non-familial household. There I can further divide into institutional, non-institutional. Here, even in familial, I can divide into simple, complex, nuclear family, joint family, like that, or extended family. So now what is the contemporary relevance? So if you look at the postmodern society, family and household structures have diversified. So postmodernists argue that this reflects societal tolerance and individual choice. And feminists emphasize women's increasing workforce participation as a catalyst for these changes. You can talk about Ulrich Beck's perspective, highlights individualization. Very important. You can write that where personal desires outweigh the traditional commitments, and that is reducing marriage rates and increasing single person households. So I have given a lot of examples which you can add. The thinkers also have given. So that again depends on your length of the question, space and time you can add. So household studies have gained importance in addressing dynamic changes in family and kinship structure under globalization and urbanization. So you need to bring in these elements also, globalization, urbanization. So this shift has broadened the sociological research to encompass diverse living arrangements and their implications. Right, so what is the conclusion? See guys, the distinction between family and household is significant in understanding the evolving social realities, social changes, right? And, accommodating with various scenarios. Family is rooted in kinship and tradition, and that offers stability and emotional bond, right? But if you look at households that reflect modern values like liberty and choice, and recognizing this difference is very important. You need to mention this, that in fact enrich the sociological research and address the dynamic interplay of global economic and cultural changes in the contemporary society. So this is how you can conclude. And this is how your answer script look like. So that's about this session, guys. And thank you so much for attending. So if you are looking for a sociology mentorship or test series, or one-to-one session or the classes, the details you can check out in the description, which is given. So if you like the video, share it with your sociology friends also, guys. Thank you so much.